Right, welcome everybody to another episode of Chris and Dave's Reality TV Cast. I'm one of your hosts, Chris, and my co-host and very good friend is Dave.
Hey there, Chris, and hello to our listeners out there. Welcome to Chris and Dave's Reality TV Cast. We're covering Love Island UK Season 9, Episode 2, Chris. Now, where would you like to start today?
Listen, I've got something to tell you, Dave, and I've been holding off on the podcast for this, and it only dawned on me today. I owe you a massive apology, okay? It's very rare that I take a loss, but I've got to take a loss, Dave, because I'm watching Love Island episode 2 and I'm thinking, hang on a minute. In the last 7 months, we've literally watched, in the last 8 months, we will have, by the end of this, watched 6 months of Love Island every day. And poor you and me, because I'll get to that in a minute, has had to watch Love Island, Dave. Now, obviously, I am the Love Island veteran. I love it. I just, it's nonsense. But tonight has been a fucking load of shit, Dave. It was one of the worst episodes going. I've got hardly anything to say about it, which I'm sure we'll talk as we go on. There's a few little tidbits, but I apologize because forget it. We have definitely oversaturated ourselves with Love Island. No matter how much I enjoy the show, the Aussie one, I think, was a step too far because I'm watching it tonight and I'm thinking it's literally like they've got the Australian Love Island or the UK one and just move different people around. And we have new people asking the same questions, doing the same fucking games, doing the same shit fucking chat. And I'm like, we've made a mistake, Dave. So I wholeheartedly apologize for pushing you in that direction, Dave. So yeah, it's on record. I apologize.
I knew you'd get a bit disillusioned, but I thought we'd make it past episode 2, to be honest. And I keep saying, if you look at all the other podcasts and stuff, there's only us who are fucking stupid enough to do all the different Love Islands. A lot of the other podcasts, they'll just do the UK one. So they have a nice, lovely break, Chris. They come back all energized. But I think that Australian one, that was pretty poor, wasn't it? I think that probably did us in a bit, but I mean, it is tough not to be jaded when you see almost the same play-for-play chat. Like all of the initial, confusion about, all right, what tactics should people play? Are they going to be running off the same one thing to one person and then a different thing to the other person? They're all too polished now, aren't they? They've seen all the previous seasons, they've done their homework, and they've come in with a bit of a strategy. Now, I didn't think it was quite as bad as you were saying, but I don't think it was an explosive episode. But look, it's week 1, isn't it? So week 1 and the last week, they're usually not the greatest. You're just getting to know these people. They were strangers 24, 48 hours ago, despite the fact that they seem all in straight away or they're playing that way. So, yeah, I hear your apology, but I know the thing is, Chris, you feed off how much I don't like it as well.
Yeah,
no. So if I go all in, on how bad it is, that will give you some more energy, but I'm not quite there yet. But give it time. Give it time.
Yeah, well, fair enough. I just thought I'd get it out there, be transparent because I was very jaded tonight, Dave. I was sort of like, oh, God's sake, this is fucking rubbish. Like the comments, the chat, I mean, bloody hell, Dave, I've got 24 years on most. I'm 44 now. I'm sort of thinking, I'm never going to not stop watching Love Island. I'm sort of thinking, couple more years, we're going into like the grandparents era here, Dave, where we're podcasting. We're all to be the grandparents.
Do you think we'll still be doing it when we're like 60 or something? It's like, oh, put it away.
Yeah. Oh, I'm saying about the bikinis. Yeah, put some clothes. I'm saying about the bikinis. I'd be like, look, they need dresses on here. It's ridiculous, But no, I don't know. It just was a poor episode. And I tell you what's quite obvious, Dave. I think they've made a bit of a cock up here in South Africa because fuck me, it's windy. It is really windy. Yeah. There's got to be some storms coming or some proper showers going on. I think it's going to mess up some of the filming. So it looked freezing, a lot of the contestants, Dave. And me and Sam were laughing going, I bet there's no one going in them pools because I know it looks all right in the daytime. It looks really chilly. However, Dave, I mentioned Samantha, Dave, and this isn't the reason my decision why I didn't enjoy it tonight. I just didn't enjoy the episode. I'm not happy, Dave, with Samantha because she's decided she's not watching this series, Dave.
Oh,
she didn't like the last series. She was getting really annoyed watching it because she just says like they're all a bunch of bellends. But this one maybe a step too far. So I've been actually relegated to watching it on my phone, Dave, now. I watched it tonight with her and she was fine, but she's out, completely out. And Jordan was laughing because I got a telling off. So I was like, it's ridiculous. So I don't think we're going to see Samantha through this series, Dave, giving her critique. So I'm all on my own again.
So you can probably speak freely about Maya Jama then.
No, there's a chance that she'll listen to the podcast. How dare you, Dave? Trying to put words in my mouth, my friend. How dare you?
We'll come back to that. We'll put a pin in that. You know what? I think I agree with you about the South Africa thing. Was it the first US Love Island that they had in Fiji?
Oh my God, yeah.
Every episode, it was just pouring down. And so it was just them huddled underneath an umbrella or something, trying not to get rained on. So, yeah, let's see. Depends on some of the dresses, Chris, that you see there.
Yeah, well, stop it, Dave. Right. So I will say, though, Dave, that Tom, the new Bombshell, as voted for by the public, came in. And one of the best lines, Dave, from this evening was, I don't really have a type, but I like blondes. Well, Tom, I don't want to burst your bubble, son, but that's a fucking type, my friend. I don't know what you were playing at. So he seemed like a nice lad, Dave. He didn't seem, to be fair, I think out of all of them, Tom and Shaq really have been the ones so far that haven't been so cocksure of themselves. The other ones have all annoyed me when they've been talking. I think they're the two guys at the moment that have done nothing wrong in my eyes.
Yeah, I wobbled a bit. Is it Tom who's with Lana? It kind of wobbled a bit. I thought he was okay on the first.
Ron.
Sorry, not Tom. Ron. Yeah. Tom and Ron. So Ron, I thought he was okay in the first episode, but I thought he was a bit disrespectful as well in just some of the things that he was saying, and just. It's the cliches, Chris. Like you were saying before, I just can't be fucking doing with the same chat. Like you say, it's like, oh, what's your type then? What's your type? It's like, it's only fucking Love Island when you get this specific language. I mean, if you met anyone in their normal walk of life, say you were on a fucking works night out or something, and you're just meeting someone for the first time from a different office or whatever, you wouldn't be saying like, all right, you're right, Chris. How's it going? What's your type? It's just there's so little new chat. There's I guess there's only so many ways of saying the same thing, but not only the question, but the response as well. It's like, oh yeah, I like blondes. Oh well, fucking hell, like all the other previous seasons as well. And I guess the only difference is that at the minute we only have one blonde in there. So yeah, just a bit odd. But I think Tom, I got it right that time. I was going to say it the other way around. So Tom, the new Bombshell, did come off quite well. I was trying to figure out because he said he was a semi-pro. He's a striker playing for Barnsley. Now, Barnsley are quite high up, aren't they? This is not some nonsense like fucking Toby with his hashtag United bollocks team. This is like a proper football club. So I'd have thought if you actually played for Barnsley, you were a professional footballer. You were a proper footballer. So do you reckon it's like fucking... like Manchester United versus AFC Manchester or something like that? Is it one of these? It's not actually Barnsley?
Could be. I mean, they were in the Premiership, weren't they, at one point, Dave? A long,
I think
long
they're in
time.
the Championship. So, like, that's a second tier.
Yeah, unless he's... Yeah, I think pick up on that. Yeah, and I agree with you. Sorry, I agree as both as football fans. I don't know with that. And I think it's weird because they lay it up. And the guys, I mean, was it Harris gets a bit shitty with him because he didn't come and speak to the guys first, and then one of the girls said it, and he was like, I didn't think he was being too bad. He was just playing the game. He's getting to know the girls. he didn't do what a lot of the bombshells do, where they come in and just, ruffle feathers, act really cocksure of themselves, don't give a shit. He just was quite respectful. He came in on the first day pretty much, didn't he? And it's really good. As one of the comments on Discord was brilliant, was like, I love the fact that these people have been together for 6 hours as couples, but they get so fucking territorial when someone wants to speak to them, Dave. It's really, I love that thing as a human, that I'm thinking, God, would we be the same? Would you, if you got with someone and then all of a sudden on the show, someone else came in, would you be as territorial after a few hours? So I don't know, but I do like that, like real insecurity that comes out in people.
You know what, Chris? This isn't a phrase that is really one of my vocabulary, but I've heard it said multiple times. So I hope this is said in the right context, and people can message in and tell me if I've got it wrong or something. But I think this is it. Harris, to me, exudes massive small dick energy, right? What an absolute fucking bellend. And he was the one, isn't he? Like, so Tom's there, he's chatting to all the girls. That's what we see when any fucking bombshell comes in. They get to know the other people, the opposite sex. They're not there for Mate Island. They're not there for Boys Night Out Island. And Harris is there like, oh, fucking hell, should be over here. Should be over here, lad. It's like, fuck off, you prick. Honestly, he, out of all of them, seems like he's got the massive fucking chip on his shoulder, which is ironic because he's got no shoulders. But, I just think he is the biggest bell end of the week so far. And we're only on day fucking 2.
You know what, though, Dave? I think he's got no shoulders. Right? So
he's not, has he? He's got his tiny little thread body.
The thing is, that was you said that, right? So
Phil Foden. He looks like he's fucking
that haircut is horrendous.
Stealing your bike.
Yeah, well, to be fair, he is a salesman, Dave, a TV salesman. Didn't know there's many of them about these days, but a TV salesman. I will say, how many times? So when Tom come in and he said, how many times? I think it was Harry who said it. How many times is someone going to tell us that Ron's a boxer, Dave? He's not a professional. Tommy Fury was in there. I know that he's supposed to be finally fighting Jake Paul now, finally. But Tommy Fury's had professional fights, whether you think he's a great boxer or not, and the jury's still out because he's handpicked his opponents. He still steps into a ring. And they acting like Ron is fucking Muhammad Ali or something, Dave. Like, and keep saying it. I'm like, you're not going to have a punch-up with this guy. And even though Ron might be a boxer, Tommy's 6'5". He'll just literally get him in a bear hug, Dave. I'm just like, we don't need that sort of chat. It's Love Island, guys. Love each other.
Harris who's the boxer, innit? Not Ron.
What was Ron? I think it's
the
Ron.
One who had the footballing accident with. He's got one functioning eye. I don't think.
No, he's the boxer. No, he is, honestly. That's him. He's the boxer. Dave, I'm telling you.
I am telling you.
Right, let's investigate.
It's Harris. He's the one who the first day said to Olivia.
Hang on.
He said to Olivia, "Oh, you're a ring girl." All right, because I'm a boxer.
Right, hang on, Dave. Hang on.
Here we go. So Chris Phelps investigates. Ding, ding, ding. G-O-O.
Right, okay, Dave.
L-E.
Right. Shut up. Right. So I'm taking another loss it's another fucking loss, an apology in the same episode.
The fucking radar is off to a shocker.
Right, hang on a sec. Yeah, it's off to a shocker. Right, wait a minute. Right, so I've not researched this guy at all, Dave, but looking at him, he's actually at one of the best boxing gyms in the UK. So maybe we won't mess with him. Now I've just seen a video of him sparring. It was you who said he had no shoulders, just for anyone listening out there.
He hasn't.
Brilliant, Dave. Brilliant, mate. So it's definitely not Ron, everybody, okay? Not Ron. This is another 1-star review, David, of the podcast. Yeah. There you go.
These guys don't know what they're talking about. Can't even be asked to learn the names or anything.
Oh, no.
Dear.
Right. Anyway, Dave, watching him hit a bag here, yeah, he definitely can throw some punches, so we're not messing with him, Dave. So, anyway, back to what I'm saying, but anyway, the boxing thing's gone out the window now. But no, I will say that one of the funniest things of the episode was Paul Shack. So he watches Tanya in the game kiss Kai. And then he mentions it, drops it in there, they're having a good bit of chat. The music's playing really well. And he says about, maybe planting a kiss on her, Dave. And she's like, what? Right now? And he's like, oh, here we go. And then he stopped the music dead like a comedy. And she's like, no, not now. And he's like, he's going to have to wait for it.
Just needed a record scratch.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah. I'm sorry, you're going to have to work for it. Which I thought, well, fair play to her. That, she likes him. She said, I almost broke on it, but I'm going to let him work a bit harder. So they seem quite sweet, to be honest, Dave. They seem quite settled already.
I mean, it's hard to say if they're settled 2 days in, Chris. but yeah, in terms of all of them, I think, they do seem not settled, but, they seem comfortable already with each other, don't they? So that's got to be a good sign. But it is such a long, long way to go, isn't it? And do you know how many weeks this one is? I mean, yes. You're saying about 6 months out of 8 fucking covering Love Island. Like that summer one was an absolute killer, wasn't it?
Well, this is why I apologise at the start of the episode, because this is as long as the summer one, David. It's 8 weeks.
Oh my God.
We're going into the middle of March, my friend, before this thing finishes. And we know also that our favourite reality show starts in about 2 weeks, Dave. I mean, are you there, Dave? Have you left the podcast yet? Hello, Mr. Horrocks?
Okay, now. It's maths, in it? Yeah, end of the month.
Yeah, end of the month. So, yeah, it's 8 weeks. And I think that's wrong, really. 8 weeks is far too long for this. It really is. I don't think there should be a Winter Love Island, if I'm being honest, Dave. I think once a year is enough. It's a long commitment, isn't it? Especially for being you.
Yeah, the bastards. I mean, ITV will probably say, well, you don't have to cover them all. By the way, how are you watching the Australian one?
No comment.
I don't know.
Yeah, anyway, shocker, Dave. But yeah, I think it's one of them. Like the games in this episode, just fucking garbage. I want drama now. I mean, I think we'd already had a bit of drama by the second episode last time. We need a bit of something. Olivia looks like she's got something in her day to cause some drama. Definitely. I think she wants to be, and I sent this yesterday, the centre of attention. And there was a little thing with Tom, wasn't there? And she sort of spoke to Harris about it. And then eventually Tom did actually pick a Dave. Now, I don't know if she looked happy or not, but, she's recoupled with him. Let's see. I'm not saying I don't like her, but it just looks like she's maybe read the room with what's expected. And there's got to be one of them, Dave, who's going to try and pull a neck into because of how much success financially and fame and everything that she got from doing what she did in the last series, because it was phenomenal, wasn't it? She was everywhere.
Let's see. I mean, she was trying to make a play for Harris, wasn't she, early on?
Yeah.
And then there's that weird, like, really uncomfortable scene where she's getting, like, her little tassels had kind of come undone or something. And it's like, she's trying to be all, like, flirty and stuff. So, oh, no, can't have them falling out kind of thing. Can you tie these up? And he's like, fucking hell. He seems to have a real problem with it. So, but, she was definitely making a play for him, but I don't think he was particularly arsed. So I don't know if it'll ruffle any feathers. What's his name? Fucking Will Young. He's on the losing side, isn't he? So he was coupled up with Olivia. Absolutely nothing happening there at all. But I tell you what, Chris, fucking hell, why do they always have to lick fucking toes on this bastard program?
I don't know.
Honestly, I'm gagging for the next 10 minutes. I don't care who you are. Fucking licking the fluff out of the middle of your toes is not fucking on the agenda. So, yeah, but Will seemed to get right into that. But I don't know. Again, he's got no fucking chance with anyone, I don't think. I think he's just going to hang around, like, say, like Anton, like Hugo. I just don't see there being any real drama there. So, I mean, we've got 2 new bombshells coming in, haven't we, Chris? So maybe... there'll be some drama there. I think it's all a bit light on the drama at the moment, isn't it? Because they haven't had time, despite the fact, I think it's Ron, isn't it? He's trying to play up, the fact that they're talking tactics, giving it the old Curtis. Tom, he's not got any loyalty to anyone. No loyalty to anyone. You've been there for 2 days, you prick. Of course he's got no fucking loyalty. But it's this massive insight that he's giving. So yeah, I think let's see how this week evolves. But I don't think I think we're going to get close to Friday before we start to see anything resembling drama.
I think so. Just for a side note, Dave, Zara and David are the bombshells on the way in. So let's see what they bring to the table, especially after we've had 3 bombshells in space of 3 episodes. That must be a bit of a Love Island record. So let's see, Dave.
Well, sometimes they send in 2 initially, don't they? Like Curtis and Tommy came in straight away, didn't they? In season 5, I think it was. So they sort of play around with it, but I think over the next couple of weeks they'll send in a few more, maybe 5 or 6 bombshells, and we'll see. Because I think with the last season, I think this is probably or possibly why Sam isn't really interested in this season. In the last season, you just weren't really that bothered about any of the couples, and I think the season before that as well, with Jake and Co and that, we weren't bothered about those couples either. So it's harder, I think, to get involved with all of the drama and everything when you just don't really care about any of the couplings. So, like you say, Tom's picked Olivia now. Will they get on? Will they not? I don't know. I didn't really see anything. I think maybe, maybe if one of the other girls, because Tom did the rounds, didn't he? Did his homework. He made sure he chatted to everyone, and he seemed to get on with everyone. So maybe if one of the other girls thinks, I'll still have a go with Tom, maybe that'll cause the drama that you're looking for.
Hopefully. Now, Dave, we've had our first voicemail of the series, haven't we, from one of our good friends. Now,
sorry, go on.
No, I'm just going to say, Dave, she is a personal friend of the show, and I'm sorry, Dave, but I think she may call you out on this one, Dave. So if you'd like to play the message.
Call me? Well, of course it is, Joe. Chris, we set a high bar with the last season, didn't we? With the music and the voicemails and the messages and everything. So, we're kind of reliant on you guys out there to drag our energy up on this season. But here we go. Here's Joe's voicemail.
It's just a little crush. My new favourite podcast, the Chris and Dave's We've Got a Crush on Maya Jama podcast. Woo! Welcome back. Don't worry, guys. I'm straight. I have a boyfriend, and even I've got a crush on Maya Jama. So all is good. It's so good to have you back. I'm so excited. Frankly, you are the only reason I watch this stupid bloody show. So it's so lovely to have you back. One thing I want to put through Chris's reality radar is Ron. Now, good-looking guy. I think he's got with a blonde. Can't remember her name. And he's playing a game. I think I'm going to be sweet. I'm going to talk about Harry Potter. Everyone's going to love me. I'm going to be lovely. And then as soon as he gets in Casa Amor, he's going to plead, no, I want to be faithful. And all the other stronger guys, Kai, are going to force him to snog another woman. Life's too short, Ron. Life's too short. Watch this space. Please put that through the reality radar. I would like a confirmed result on that, Chris. Talking of Chris, laughed out loud when you said, oh, do you know what, Dave? I just hate it when the guys all talk about the girls like they're objects. This was after a 5-minute download of how amazing Maya Jama is. So, I clocked it, Chris. I clocked it. Already, episode 1. Here we are. Have a great series. I'll speak to you soon.
Well, Chris.
How dare her? How fucking dare her say such a thing, David? We were simply pointing out that, Laura Whitmore was, not one of my favourite hosts, and Maya Jama already is one of my favourite hosts, and not just me, Dave, you as well. So I'm not taking another loss in the episode of hat-trick losses. That is unheard of on the CD Reality Cast, Dave. We are above that, my friend. Let's just say that we are above that. But that's a very good point by Joe. And listening to it, I'm sort of like, yeah, she's got a point, Dave. But, I'm not listening. I'm just like, yeah, okay, fair enough. So anyway.
It was just a sponsored droolathon. But what do you think about the theory then that Ron is actually a bit of a game player? Not Harris, Ron, not the boxer.
Yeah. Shut up, Dave.
There's Jimmy Choos.
Yeah, right. So it could be. And I think what Joe said is not something we haven't heard before on Love Island, have we, Dave? Look at bloody Teddy when he got in there, and there's been a few gone in Casa Amor and just absolutely gone for it, haven't they? And then they come back all remorseful. Look at Liam, Dave, laughing his fucking head off with Millie, wasn't he? Like, it was nothing. And then as soon as the girl turned up, even when he got outed, I mean, they ended up fucking winning it, which was unbelievable. But even when he got outed, he thought it was hilarious, didn't he? It was just like, so she could be right there. Joe could absolutely be right. And I wouldn't be surprised to hear that dialogue. It's almost like Joe's What's This Love Island before, Dave, because that was absolutely Love Island playbook. Because we had it, didn't we, with Jake when he sabotaged, then he sabotaged Teddy and all the others, making sure that him and Liberty stayed together. And he was acting like the good guy, wasn't he? And he was a fake good guy. And he sort of he played everyone.
See, Chris, I'm gonna try and break my own habit here and have a bit of optimism for the human race, because the last couple of series, it has become part of the Love Island playbook, hasn't it? That, oh, well, if you don't snog another girl, like, how do you even know it's a relationship if you haven't been tested?
Tested, yeah. It's like, test yourself.
When did this become part of reality? So, but it's been literally the same the last couple of seasons. And I think it was in the Australian one as well, even though there wasn't a Casa Amor or anything. But we heard a few of the guys in particular say the same kind of thing, that, they need to be tested, or else how would they know? Listen, shit for brains. You should be able to know. So I'm hopeful that we don't go through this same fucking nonsense in Casa Amor, that, we have to be tested. And that's meant to be some kind of fucking free pass, a free hall pass to do whatever you want in Casa Amor. But yeah, with Ron, I could absolutely see it happening. But I think I could with all of them, to be honest. So, but I remain hopeful that we're going to see a reverse of the trend there, because it can't surely be another season where we hear the same line about we need to be tested.
Yeah. That someone's a fucking weapon, Dave. What a weapon. We heard that in the Aussie one loads of times. What a weapon. Now, usually,
weapon.
She's a weapon. Now, usually, a weapon in Mancunian terms means that you're a fucking bellend, Dave. So if someone says you're a dickhead, you're a fucking weapon, it means that you're an absolute clown. So, that's a completely different slang. But when they say that, it was pissing me off in the Aussie one. We said, you're a weapon. No. Not at all. Anyway, Dave, have you anything else before we wrap this one up?
Well, just the final thing on Ron about the Harry Potter thing. It reminded me of last season's Maths. Didn't really work out well for that couple, did it?
Oh, gosh.
PJ?
PJ and
remember the girl's name.
He was lovely as well, and she was just an absolute nightmare, wasn't she?
Well, she just didn't really feel it with a male stripper.
No, fair enough. But he seemed like a lovely guy, didn't he? And they were both Harry Potter fans, and she just literally threw him under the bus. If you've not got a connection, you've not got a connection. But as they say in Love Island, David, on paper, and I'm doing the air quotes, they were compatible. Is it Jess? Was her name Jess?
Jess, that was it. Yeah.
Comes back to all these people, Dave. Ridiculous. Anyway, massive thank you to everyone. Thank you, Joe, for the voicemail. We do appreciate it. Please get over to Facebook, Chris and Dave's Reality TV Cast, And join the conversation, guys. Some great stuff. Derek is posting all sorts of stats, pictures, catch-up things on there. There is actually episode links there from Charlene as well. Big thanks to Charlene, as you know, for moderating over there for us. If you want to email us, cdrealitycast@gmail.com. Who's going to be the first person to email in? Come on, guys, get an email in. If you want to have a go at Dave, I'm happy to read it out because I always find it really funny. If you want to have a go at me, we're not reading it out. Anyway, if you want to follow us on social media at CD Realitycast, if you want to support us a little bit more, get over to patreon.com/CD Realitycast. So the roll call of honor for today is Ken Gustafson, Lucky Luna Green, Lauren Hennessy, Susan, Priscilla, Dee Dee, Katie, Libby, Joanna, Brianna, Helen, Keith, Michelle, Gillian, Zoe, Kristen, Maggie, Annabeth, Kate, Megan, and Cassie. So thank you so much, guys. The ever-growing list is back of Patreons, and we really, really appreciate all your support.
No, it's brilliant. It's fantastic. And like I say, we will get going. Once the drama picks up, it'll energise us as well. But you know what, Chris? I mean, we came in saying it's a fairly dull episode. We've got nothing really to talk about. We still ended up rambling on for half an hour. So it's always good to go through it to just get to this chat. So thank you very much, sir. And thanks to everyone out there for listening. And we'll speak to you next time.
Bye.